Minister, as you know today, the EU Digital Services Act came into effect, which will attempt to regulate so-called misinformation on social media platforms, and your own government's electoral commission will fulfill a similar role nationally. So is it not dangerous for democracy that powerful state institutions will get to decide what is and isn't true?
I think this is actually a very important development for Ireland. So while the European Commission leads on implementation and enforcement, provides the member states to establishment to share responsibility depending on the circumstances of any particular situation. I think what we've done with Comisiún na Man and setting that up as a regulator will protect children, mostly. That's the priority, children from harmful content online, and I welcome this today.
Sure, but I'm asking about the misinformation side of it specifically, whatever about child protection, that's a whole separate issue. I mean, is it right for government and state institutions to be able to say what is and isn't true?
Look, we have, when it comes to misinformation, it's actually, it would point to the whole value of public service broadcasting and why we need reliable information. And I think under the DSA, you'll see that every state will designate a body to the DSC, and we have that person, that was John Evans, was appointed as our Digital Services Commissioner in on Comisiún, and I welcome the development.
But I'm sorry, that's not an answer to the question. I'm asking you, do you think it's right and healthy for democracy for the government and the state to be able to decide what is and isn't true? Have you done any assessments, for example, to make sure that these regulations aren't abused or overused?
I think everything that we see in misinformation, anything that can prevent misinformation, is to be welcomed.
So you haven't done any assessment then to ensure that this isn't abused?
The DSA would lie with Minister Coveney's department, but Comisiún na Man lies with me.
Minister, in relation...
Minister, just on the Digital Services Act again, is it really good enough that you failed to answer the question earlier about whether or not it's acceptable for the state to regulate information that people are allowed to say and decide what is true or false? Should people be encouraged by the fact that the Minister can't answer a simple question when we're literally regulating truth itself?
I'm quite clear on the need to tackle misinformation, and actually everything that we're dealing with now points to the value of public service broadcasting and the immense valuable role it played
none of this has anything to do with the question I've asked. None of this has anything to do with the question I've asked. You've not.